We build an 8-team parlay with every NFL division winner and tell you how you could win $1,000 in just 10 minutes. And it all starts right now. What's going on, everyone? It's Matt from Grandstand Bettors, and this is part 4 of our 8-part series where we build a parlay of every NFL division winner here for the 22-23 season. And make sure you stick around to the end of the video as we tell you how you can take home $1,000 this NFL season. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos, and smash that like button while you're at it, because it is time to now talk about the AFC West. And this was a tough division for us, but with last place, we're going to put there the Denver Broncos. Adding Russell Wilson was huge for this offense. They already have a solid line and 2 very good running backs in with Melvin Gordon III and Davante Williams. These guys, they split 50-50 in handoffs last season. They both had 203 rushes total, but Gordon edged Williams in both yards and touchdowns last year, but still pretty impressive for the rookie out of North Carolina, and he could have a huge season this year, especially if the wide receivers of the Broncos struggle again with injuries. Now, that is one of the main reasons we don't trust this team to jump that high in the division, even though they went out and got Russell Wilson. With guys like DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett last season, the Seahawks only had 7 wins, and I know Russell Wilson had some injuries as well. But now Wilson has Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, and Tim Patrick, which in our opinion is a little bit of a downgrade at the wide receiver position core compared to what he had in Seattle. And all those guys had injuries at some point last season. In addition, none of them were even in the top 45 in the league in receiving yards. And when you throw in a severe lack of talent and experience at tight end, if those guys don't stay healthy, this season could be a long year for the offense. They're going to be running the ball much more than expected if that does happen. Now, defensively for the Broncos, there is also a big issue that we see there, and that is going to be their secondary. They lost a lot of key guys in free agency that they are not able to replace right away. And with the level that you have the offenses in the other teams in the AFC West, we think they're a few steps behind at making a run for this division. So they are going to be our last place team, the Denver Broncos, here in the AFC West. Now, in third place, though, just above the Broncos in the AFC West, we're going to take the Kansas City Chiefs. And I know, that's a hot take. In the comments, tell us how much you disagree with that take right there. Yes, Kansas City Chiefs, third place. But listen, this team, they lost a lot in the offseason. Most notably, everybody knows the receiver Tyreek Hill left and safety Tyrann Mathieu. Now, they still have Patrick Mahomes, yes, leading their offense, which makes them really a contender in every game. And most of their offense will undoubtedly go through Travis Kelce this year. But after that, it's going to be interesting to see who the number 1 wide receiver is. But they did also make 2 nice additions who might fill that role. Juju from the Steelers and Marquez Valdes-Scantling from the Packers to give Mahomes a little more option down the field. Their defense, though, was horrible last season. They ranked 27th in the league overall, giving up 368 yards per game. Their passing defense was 6th worst in the league, and they gave up 117 rushing yards per game. The fact that this team won 12 games and 2 playoff games just shows you how good Mahomes and the offense was. Now, every team in this division, though, brought in a lot of skill on their line or at linebacker to try to stifle this offense. But the one team that struggled to add any new talent and depth to their defense was the Kansas City Chiefs. After a horrible season last year, we do not expect them to get any better on this side of the ball. But their offense will keep them in a lot of games, and potentially they'll still get a winning season. The Chiefs, they have won this division the last 6 years straight, but times are certainly changing. It does not look like they are in favor of Andy Reid and the Chiefs in 2022. Now, in second place, just squeaking by the Chiefs in the AFC West, we're going to go with the Las Vegas Raiders. They have finished second in this division the past 2 seasons behind the Chiefs, and with the doors wide open this season, they're most likely going to give the Chargers a run for their money. But the Raiders have started a track record of choking. Well, when it comes down to it for us, it is going to be the strength of schedule. Behind the Chiefs, they have the 2nd hardest schedule out of the teams in the division, and they have the 5th hardest schedule in the NFL this year. With the moves they made in the offseason, though, this is definitely still a team to watch out for. First and foremost, we need to highlight, obviously, the reunion of college teammates Derek Carr and Davante Adams. It's going to be a nightmare for defenses to guard him, Hunter Renfrow, and Darren Waller. When you throw in their rushing attack, who's led by Josh Jacobs, this offense is going to be lethal if, and it's a big if, Carr continues to play at a high level. Now, the issue they had last season, though, was their red zone defense. They let teams score 77% of the time they got into the red zone, which was by far the worst in the NFL. To try and fix this, they brought in guys like Chandler Jones from the Cardinals and defensive lineman Vernon Butler from the Bills to disrupt the backfield a little more, and linebacker Jaylen Brown from the Titans to lead the center of this defense. So, the Raiders just have made strides, or have probably made enough strides that we can see them being better this year, but winning the whole division? No, I don't think so. We're going to have to leave that up to the LA Chargers in the AFC West. Quarterback Justin Herbert has looked phenomenal in his first 2 seasons in the league, been putting up major numbers, and some of it has been attributed to his wide receiver core that he has on the team. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, and Jalen Guyton have all good speed and very good hands. Defenses have to play their A game against this team because, along with guarding all those guys we just mentioned across the field in the secondary, they also have to worry about a very good rushing attack behind Austin Eckler. Now, Eckler averaged 4.4 yards per carry last season and had over 600 receiving yards and a combined 20 touchdowns. Their line also looked very improved last season after barring injuries the year before, and barring any injuries this season, they should be even better for that rushing attack. Now, this defense, though, was the only reason they did not make the playoffs last season, and they were aware of this because they added edge rusher Morgan Fox from the Panthers and Austin Johnson from the Giants to boost that defensive line, and cornerback J.C. Jackson from the Patriots to help out the secondary. When you throw in safety J.T. Woods, who they drafted out of Baylor in this year's draft, they were a very solid unit now in the defensive side of the field, and one that might be able to stop some of the better offenses in the league. Now, with how well-rounded their offense is and guys they added to their defense, this is another team to watch out for this season. And although it's going to be close in the division between the Chargers, in our opinion, and the Raiders, and I know a lot of you Chiefs fans or lovers of the Chiefs are going to say, no, they're going to win the division. I don't think so, my friend. This season, we are going to be taking the LA Chargers to win the AFC West at plus 240. Now, if you're keeping track at home, that gives us half of our 8-team parlay. We now have the Bills, Ravens, Colts, and the Chargers, which would make a 4-team parlay with just those plus 1095. Now, part 5 will be coming out here in just a couple of days. Make sure, again, you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss our massive parlay, which ends on part 8 with a 250 to 1 odd parlay. Before we sign off, though, just a reminder, we did tell you how you could win $1,000, or we promised you that you could win $1,000 this NFL season in 10 minutes, and it's this easy. Just go to grandstandbettors.com, sign up for our free, I'm going to repeat that, free NFL betting contest. It takes 30 seconds each week. You pick 5 games against the spread, and if you're atop the leaderboard after week 18, we're going to send you $1,000. We did it last year. We're running it back here for a second year, and it's as simple as that. Right now, we only have about 50 people signed up, so literally your chances of winning $1,000 is about 1 in 50 at the moment. So right now, go in the description, find that link, and get signed up because it is going to freeze out registration at 1 p.m. on September 11th. As always, though, sit back, relax, enjoy some more preseason games, and get ready because we are 19 days away from the start of the NFL season.